Zhang Zhehan is one of the most popular Chinese drama actors, so here we are with Zhang Zhehan new and best Chinese dramas. Coming in number 10. Castle in the Time. Story follows Su Zhen, an encounter that brings a paleontology student together with an established actor and the romance that ensues. Su Zhen is a bright and optimistic young woman who doesn't easily give up. In order to patch things up between her mother and her ailing father, she applies for a job at Jiangyi Entertainment, where her mother works as a director, and accidentally witnesses Gu Qijun getting coldly rejected by his ex-girlfriend yet again. In order to protect his huge and heavily bruised ego, Gu Qijun does everything in his power to force Su Zhen out so that she'll never have a chance to expose what happened to him. She wins him over instead and becomes his personal assistant. However, Su Zhen also learns about a conspiracy within the firm and finds that she may be in danger. Coming in number 9. Everyone Wants to Meet You. A beautiful romance follows an accomplished executive who falls for a pure and kind-hearted girl. Being the general manager of a 5-star hotel, work has always been the center of Zhang Min's universe, that is until he meets Luo Shi, the only person who could bring him out of his workaholic state. Zhang Min finds himself captivated by Luo Shi's kindness and beauty, while Luo Shi sees the gentleness behind Zhang Min's cold and apathetic facade. Luo Shi's childhood friend Tao Luan also has a crush on her, yet she only sees him as an older brother. As Zhang Min and Luo Shi overcome countless obstacles to be together and even set up their own hostel together, a heartbroken Tao Luan turns his focus to business. When a powerful hotel group tries to take over the hostel, their paths cross again. Coming in number 8. Demon Girl. Story follow. Nye Qingqing is a half-demon, except she doesn't know it herself. Or the fact that her mother's demon clan helped shape the Qing dynasty, and their control ended with 8-nation alliance invading China. Her father had raised her as a human child after her mother died in the conflict, but when a scientist exposed her true form and with a fellow half-demon vying for her love, she wondered if her human side could prevail and if her human lover would stand by her side to the end. Coming in number 7. Decoded. Can anyone crack the code? When an unknown country X sends the dangerous spy known as the Awakener to infiltrate China using an advanced coded communication system known as Purple Secret, the government can't seem to crack the code. Deng Jing, deputy director of the government's special decoding department, called Unit 701, goes on a recruiting mission to find the brightest talents that can help the country fight back against the proliferating evil spy network. Autistic math genius Rong Jinzhen is forced to give up his academic pursuits when he is recruited into Unit 701, working alongside the beautiful cryptographer Di Li. As Jinzhen embarks on his new dangerous mission to crack the Purple Secret code, he is only able to escape from several dangerous situations with the help of Xinyu Er, a young woman who lives in a fishing village. Qin Jinzhen and his fellow cryptographers survive their new espionage training and crack the code. Before continuing the video, I would like to say subscribe. Yeah, you heard it right, so subscribe. Coming in number 6. Banshu Legend. The story tells of the niece of the first female prime minister, Ban Zhao. The titular Banshu earns her way up to become a teacher at the Royal Female Academy formed by the Empress Deng Wei. However, her job in the court becomes much harder when conspiracies begin to take place. As a result, she decides to leave the court to spread the Han culture. Coming in number 5. Crazy for Palace 2. Story follows. Hu Shaoli is a 9-tailed fox who takes the form of a human. She suffers from a tragic love story during the Han dynasty. She was ordered to protect the prince, Gong Hao, who was originally a target of an assassination but was protected by Shaoli's mother, currently living a commoner life. After the emperor discovers Gong Hao as his son, he takes Gong Hao back to the palace. The emperor dies from anger towards his consort, concubine Shu, who actually ordered the assassination of the prince and killed his mother, the empress. Gong Hao ascends the throne while Shaoli becomes empress. Their love story doesn't end quite well as a girl named Tang Shishir comes between the two and steals Gong Hao away, being conferred as his consort. Tang Shishir frames Shaoli of attempted murder. Shaoli, in a fit of rage, reveals herself as a 9-tailed fox. Gong Hao sentences her to death. During her execution, before Gong Hao executes her, thinks about their happy and wonderful marriage. Tang Shishir, fearing that Gong Hao would pardon Xiao Li, orders her execution. Xiao Li escapes, using her powers. Her mother sentences her to 1,000 years trapped in ice for using her powers in the human world. After a mountain hike, which ends with his girlfriend leaving him, Gong Hao drops a bracelet into a lake which contains the ice. Hu Xiaoli is freed. Hu Xiaoli and Gong Hao marry, but an adulterous Tang Shishir comes in the way. Will Hu Xiaoli repeat the same tragic love story she's already been through or fight for Gong Hao's affection? Coming in number 4. Cosmetology High. Story follow around He Lanjun. When He Lanjun fails to arrive to treat the Empress's skin, his title of imperial doctor, his house and wealth are given to his cunning apprentice, Pei Yun Tian. Living on the streets, he then runs into courtesan Su Lianyi, whom he had visited some 5 years prior. Besotted with him ever since, Lian Yi quickly agrees to take him in to live at her brothel. He Lanjun, never doubting himself, is sure his skills as a doctor will help him regain his title. He starts a new clinic with Su Lianyi as his supporter and Pei Yun Tian as his sole competition. The trio becomes involved in a series of events that would have either rivaled besting the other. In the end, will He Lanjun regain his coveted title and reputation or lose out to the young upstart? Coming in number 3. The Blooms at Rui Pavilion. Fu Rong is the second daughter of the powerful Fu family. But after a terrible mishap and a painful illness, she is granted the gift of foresight. Able to look into her own future, she can see great wonders, an unspeakable sadness. She sees herself marrying a dashing duke named Su Sujin. But she can also see that a tragic and untimely destiny also awaits her. She begins to think that her untimely end may be linked to her relationship with the duke, so decides to avoid him at all costs. However, destiny will not be so easily dissuaded. A number of dastardly plots threaten to dethrone the royal family and cast the realm into chaos. Eventually, Fu Rong realizes that the only way she can help bring peace to the land is to join forces with the duke, and attempt to do whatever it takes to change her fortunes. Coming in number 2. Legend of Yunxi. The story follows a lady doctor called Han Yunxi, who marries into the royal family and gets caught in the political machinations in the palace, whilst she falls into a romance with her husband. The story takes place during a chaotic time when the land has split into 3 kingdoms, Tianning, Western Zhou, and Northern Li. The emperor of Tianning is cunning and distrustful and fears his own subordinate, Long Feiyi. To dampen his spirits, the king arranges for Long Feiyi to be married to an ugly woman named Han Yunxi. Han Yunxi is a kind and talented woman who comes from a medical family and is adept with poisons. She is also forced into obeying the decree of the king and becomes a royal consort in name only. However, circumstances allow her to show off her skills time and again, winning the admiration of Long Feiyi. At the same time, she also forms a friendship with Guqi Xiao, master of Yaogui Valley. Coming in number 1. Word of Honor. I highly recommend this drama. This is my favorite drama. Tell me in the comment box, which is your favorite drama. This drama story follows Zishu. In order to lead the assassin organization The Window of Heaven, the leader Zhou Zishu performs an obligatory departure technique, leaving him with 3 years left to live. He disguises his face and tries to live the remainder of his days as a drunkard wandering the martial arts world. 3 months later, he meets the mysterious Wen Kuxing, who immediately notices Zhou Zishu's facade. The two then grow closer when they get entangled in a conspiracy regarding the glazed armor, a protected legendary key to a powerful armory. These are the best and new drama of Zhang Zhehan. For more content, subscribe.